Hi everyone! Thanks for tuning in today. We're going to be discussing the self-fulfilling prophecy and how it relates to you as someone who loves Muay Thai, trains Muay Thai, maybe even fights Muay Thai. So, what is the self-fulfilling prophecy? The self-fulfilling prophecy is a concept that refers to the idea that our beliefs about ourselves and our beliefs about our capabilities, and so what we believe that we are able to do or are capable of doing, those beliefs about ourselves and our abilities can actually become true because we believe them to be, right? So before this sounds like too much like hocus pocus, attract the energy kind of stuff, this actually has a lot of scientific backing, psychological effects that end up affecting your life, right? So let's dive into this and talk about how you can utilize this very powerful tool, right? So this very powerful tool can go in either direction. It can go in the direction you want or go in a direction you don't want. So we'll talk about how to utilize this to go in a direction that you want. A fighter's mindset can make all the difference between victory and defeat. If someone believes that they're capable of winning, they're more likely to perform well and do things that bring them to winning, right? But if a fighter goes into a fight and before they even go into the fight, they already believe they're gonna lose, then they're more likely to perform poorly and therefore end up losing. You've probably all seen this at some point where we always talk about like the mental aspect is like the fight before the fight, or like if you can conquer your mind, then you've already won half the fight, right? So the mindset of going into a fight, it's so important, and anyone who has stepped in the ring before can attest to this. So one way that the self-fulfilling prophecy, you can bring it into the direction that you don't want, is with negative self-talk, right? And the negative self-talk is very detrimental to anyone's progress and detrimental to their success. Many years ago, I wrote an article about the mindset of fighting for Muay Thai Guy. If anyone wants to check it out, you can just type in my name, Muay Thai Guy, self-fulfilling prophecy, and you can find it. I wrote something that said, the cycle of feeling fatigued to thinking, I'm tired, there's no way I can throw another kick, actually becomes reality when you are told to throw another kick and can only do it with minimal effort. When a fighter is exhausted, it can be easy to slip into a negative mindset and start to believe that they no longer perform at their best. This negative mindset then becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy as the fighter's performance suffers and they are unable to execute their techniques with the same level of skill and precision. End quote. So that's an excerpt from an article I wrote. Some more examples of negative self-talk and its relation to self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Number one, I'm not good at Muay Thai. If you believe you're not good at Muay Thai, then you're less likely to put in the effort to want to improve and become better. Lack of effort is going to lead to slower progress, and it's going to reinforce the belief that you're not good in this sport. Number two, I can't handle getting hit. If you're afraid of getting hit, you may be less likely to engage in sparring or much less full contact fighting. This can limit your opportunities for growth and development, which will then reinforce your belief that you can't handle getting hit, right? So the less you expose yourself to sparring, then the less opportunities you have for getting over that barrier of believing that you can't handle getting hit. Number three, I always lose to taller opponents. Look, height, if you're a taller person, is definitely an advantage. But if you're the shorter person and you believe that this is a disadvantage that you cannot overcome no matter how hard you train, then you're going to have way less confidence whenever you fight someone taller. So then this lack of confidence can lead to you avoiding taller opponents. Or it can then manifest in a way where you're just not developing the appropriate strategy to overcome height differences, right? I'm usually the shorter fighter, and it's always discouraging when I fight someone like a head taller than me, right? It absolutely sucks. But because I've fought so many taller people, I've come to the point where it's like, all right, I have certain strategies that work for me in the ring, and I have the confidence walking in that just because they're taller, it doesn't mean that they're going to win the fight. If that really was the case, then I might as well just give up because I'm usually the shorter person in my fights. And I will release another podcast episode about tips for shorter fighters, so stay tuned for that. Women aren't as strong as men. This is another negative self-talk, right? So if you are a woman and you believe that women are inherently weaker in a lot of ways or inherently less capable in the realm of Muay Thai, then you're less likely to push yourself during training, and you'll give yourself lots of excuses as to why you're progressing. Oh, it's because I'm a girl. Oh, it's because I'm a woman. Oh, it's because I can't put on muscles, right? This mentality is going to limit all your opportunities for growth and development, right? There are so many women in this sport, and thinking that way doesn't just discount you, but it discounts other women. If you are a man and you believe in this, the behaviors you'll take to kind of self-fulfill this belief, you're going to look at women who think like this to back up that belief, right? And then if you're in a position of a coach, then it's even taking a step further. You might even push your female athletes a little bit less hard, or you might not give them the same quality of training because you believe that they're just not capable as much as the men. Number 5, I'm not aggressive enough to be a good fighter. Well, first of all, you don't have to be aggressive to be a good fighter, but if this is something that you believe, and if in your area aggression is a huge part of scoring and winning, then you're less likely to take risks, initiate strikes, or come forward during sparring or competition. So these are the ways that the self-fulfilling prophecy can bring you in the direction that you don't want. This is the negative direction, the negative self-talk. Now, here are some examples of the self-fulfilling prophecy going in the direction that you do want. And this is in the positive direction, in the direction that brings you towards your goals and towards the things that you want to achieve. I will become a champion. Someone who believes this will visualize themselves winning the championship, and visualization has been shown to have tremendous effects. This will kick a lot of gears into place and make someone put in the necessary work and dedication to make that become a reality. I can land a punch. If you're training and you're sparring and you believe that, oh, okay, I'm gonna land this punch that I've been working on really hard, right? You're more likely to throw it with confidence and accuracy, and therefore fulfilling that, right? You're going to increase your chances of success. We all have been in sparring situations where two people who have the same abilities, but one is confident and one is not, is underconfident. And the person who is confident is always going to do better than a person who's underconfident. And this applies in the ring as well. Number 4, I will improve my technique. A fighter who believes in their ability to improve their technique is going to be way more likely to seek out coaching and training opportunities to hone their skills and become better. If your goal is to be able to perform the perfect sweep, right? You're going to look up techniques on YouTube, or you're going to ask your coach to practice, or you're going to ask your teammates to practice, or you're going to look for more tips on the internet, things like that. So you're going to take these little micro steps in order to improve that technique, in order to perfect that technique. Next, I am strong and capable. If you believe in your strength and ability to endure all the tough training sessions and fights, you're going to have better mental toughness and resilience, and you're going to push through all these tough times. And like we talked about before, the mental training aspect, it's probably one of the harder things. And I do think that is what makes up what we call like someone having a lot of heart, right? It's someone who is just mentally tough and is just there to do their thing. The next one, I will be a good teammate. Right? So if you believe that you can have an impact on your community, you're more likely to put in an effort to build these relationships with your training partners and your coach, and contribute to a positive team culture, which is very important, because I know that a lot of gyms, their team cultures can sometimes start off good but then become really toxic because it just becomes too much of one thing. So it's always good to have a diverse team to try to keep all these things in check. Obviously, having a positive mindset, just that, it's not enough to make sure that you succeed, right? Like, if I just thought positive thoughts all day, that's not going to put me in the gym and train. But it does, like I said earlier, put a lot of gears into play. So if I have this positive mindset, then I'm more likely to take these micro steps to go towards that are cohesive to that mindset. Right. So in addition to having that positive mindset, we also need to train hard. We also need to hone in on our skills. So we need to put in the necessary work. Putting the work and having that positive mindset, it's a very dangerous combination for your opponents, because not only do you have this belief in yourself and belief in your abilities, but you also put in a lot of that work to back up those beliefs. It's important to note that the power of the self-fulfilling prophecy is not just limited to like individual performance, right? It can have an impact on the training environment as a whole. So for example, if a gym or a trainer is known for producing successful fighters, then this reputation can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. So let's say that you're at a fight event and you say, oh, that trainer there, and anyone that he or she trains always becomes like a local champion or nationwide champion, things like that. So then people are more likely to go to that gym, train under them if these are the kind of goals that they have. And because that self-fulfilling prophecy is so strong, that can be like a kind of like a secondary kind of confidence that they have, because they believe that their coach is very, very capable. So I think we've covered enough of the self-fulfilling prophecy, and I hope you see now just how powerful this concept can be and how much of an impact it can have on your lives, particularly in the realm of training and fighting, because this is what this is all about, right? I always say that a lot of the lessons that you learn from training and fighting, you could take them into life. But just for the realm of this podcast, the realm of the content I put out, it's always going to be about Muay Thai. So if you can take this and put it into your life outside of Muay Thai, fantastic. I would like to wrap things up by closing with a quote by Henry Ford. And it's, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Okay, guys, thank you. And I'll see you in the next one.